hello to Helen, Karen Ann and Zenat. This is a very informal, very quick video hello from me, Andrew DeMason, your unit coordinator for IFN620. I just thought that I'd take the opportunity to say hello and to touch base, also give you a bit of a face to put to the name prior to us meeting for the first time in week 2 of semester. It can be a little bit difficult. I know that Zenat and Karen Ann, you're both external students, so you'll be coming into our classes via the Collaborate system each time we have a session. And I do realise that it can be a little bit difficult at times. You can feel a little bit isolated. So I thought a recording like this at least just helps to personalise things just a touch before the time when we do get to have that first session and we do get to speak together. What I wanted to let you know is what we'll be doing throughout the course of the semester in IFN620. As you know, it's professional practice, and you also, I'm sure by now, are aware that it's tied in with your professional portfolio. So what we'll be looking at is really two things. When we have our readings, when we have our in-class discussions, primarily what we'll be looking at are professional practice, you understanding your place within the library and information science field, you understanding yourself as an information professional, and you'll hear me talk about that quite a lot. I'm very big on all LIS, library and information science students, seeing themselves as more than just confined by the library, but to see themselves as information professionals, which gives you a much broader understanding of your place in the professional world. So we'll be looking at that. We'll be talking about perhaps your motivations for coming into the degree, perhaps the work you're doing at the moment, future career options that you have in mind at the moment. This will be really important for you to be thinking about, where did I come from professionally? Where do I hope to go? Because reflective practice is a very big part of what we do here, and also a big part of the assessment that you have. Speaking of which, the second part that we'll be looking at in the unit is the e-portfolio and the interim portfolio. For this particular unit, for this semester, the only actual deliverable that you have, the only assessment that you have, is an interim portfolio. We will go through that when we meet in week 2, physically for Helen, or virtually for Karen Ann and Zenat. And then so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about what's required, when it's due, even though that's all on the Blackboard side. So I expect that even now, whilst a lot of material hasn't been released, you'll still have read through the Blackboard site, and you'll have gained an understanding of the assessment items. Of course, the assignment brief is already available on our Blackboard site, so you can go and download it. Then we'll also be talking about the e-portfolio itself, and the e-portfolio is what you will release for marking. And remembering, this is a pass-fail unit, so you're not getting high distinctions, credits. It's a pass or fail, unsatisfactory. The e-portfolio is what you release at the end of your degree. It will include fieldwork journals from the placements that you conduct. And speaking of those placements, you really are supposed to have completed this unit before you go into your first placement. So obviously it is quite important. But the e-portfolio is the big one. The e-portfolio for IFN620, and the e-portfolio, as I said, it includes that material about the fieldwork journals for the placements that you've done for the 100 hours of placement. And it also includes a number of other things that we'll be talking about this semester: reflections, pieces of professional work, and a number of other things. Lynn McAllister, who you will see on our Blackboard site as one of your contacts. Lynn McAllister will be coming in and she will be doing a presentation in class for everyone, so that you'll hear from me. But when it comes to the e-portfolios, I'll step aside and I'll let Lynn talk. So Lynn is, as it says on our site, Lynn is the e-portfolio guru. So I've been through 5 minutes already, and I really didn't want to go any longer than that. This was just a chance for me to say hello, for you to see the face that's attached to the unit, perhaps to sort of overcome, as I said, a little bit of the isolation we can feel when we're dealing with each other in a virtual space only. Any questions you have, do feel free to email me. We will talk at a much greater length in our week 2 class. In case you are wondering, yes, all of the classes are recorded, so you can listen to them at a later stage. You can listen back to them afterwards, but I really would urge everyone please to attend the classes. Given that there are only 3 of you, then these classes really become far less effective if people don't turn up. It's very difficult for me to present a class if there's no one there. I can literally, if that does happen, I might prepare and present an hour's worth of content, maybe 30 minutes of content, but the in-class discussion will be lost if you're not there to attend and to participate, whether online or in person. And for Helen, who will ideally be attending in person, if the time comes when you can't attend in person, you can always log in virtually. All right, everyone, I will speak to you in week 2, but for now, bye-bye.